this is your one and only lady, Womxhosa, the inspirational speaker, and thank you so much for joining us, me, on my 26 life codes. But yeah, it was just something that was in my heart, and I wanted to do it because I'm 26 this year, and I just kind of looked back and I wanted something which I can share with my viewers and just everyone else who's in my life, who is inspired by what I do and the things that I've done. So the third code, which is so powerful and so important to me, is it is possible. I have an audio message, one of my videos, and that speaks about this. And the main reason I decided to share this with you is because, like I said, we have heard it before, but for me it's quite impactful because it inspired me so much when I was growing up. I remember I was in high school. Yeah, I think I was in high school, and there was this gentleman who was driving a Range Rover in my township. And in my family, my entire family, I've never seen anyone driving this car. And I told my brother, remember, that, you know, I want this car. I want to drive this car when I own it. And my brother said, do you know how much that is? And I said, yes. Well, technically no, but I just said it's impossible, like it's too expensive. That's what I told him. And my brother's like, yeah, it is, you have no idea. And he said to me, well, I don't think it's possible. And to me, I told him straight up, I said to him, it is possible. And he laughed, and we laughed about it. It was a jokey thing. But I'm sharing this with you because I don't know about you, but I've been told so many times that something is impossible. I've been told so many times that I could not do things. I've been told so many times that who do I think I am to actually do that? And always, the answer has always been, it is possible. Why not me? Why can't I do it? Why can't I own it? And that's just what I want to share with you today and just tell you and inspire you with today. It is possible. I don't care how big your dream is. I don't care how bad things are. I don't care how your finances may be looking. It is possible. Whatever it is that you want and you desire, it is possible as long as you're willing to work for it. And this means that it's not going to be easy. I always emphasize that because I also feel like we're in a generation where we think that everything is microwaved. You wake up today, you write a song, you think it's going to be the #1 song which is on the top chart of the entire world. Yeah, you might be lucky and that can happen. But also you have to understand that maybe it might not. But that does not mean that you should not be persistent on your dreams and whatever it is that you want to work on. So for me, I want to just talk to those people, specifically to those people who have been told this thing is not possible for you. That this thing, you can't lose that weight. That you can't get back on that thing that you've been on and you fell off. That you know what, you can't get over that addiction. That you can't get over this. It is too difficult. People have failed at this after they've tried so many times. I went through a mental breakdown and I thought that I was never ever coming out of it. I thought that I would never survive this thing. It was so painful. But I had to continuously to tell myself, and even people in my life kept telling me, it is possible. You can get through this. You seeing that car because you want it. It's yours. It's possible for you to get it. And I gave an example about a car because, yeah, I was a child. My dreams have changed now. I want other things. I want bigger things. And even so, I was told so many times it's impossible. When I started my NGO by the age of 21, in school, in varsity, by the time I was paying for myself, I had to look after myself, and oh my gosh, here I am, I'm thinking of starting an NGO. Why the hell do I want to help people when I need help myself? Does it make sense to me? I remember being told, literally blankly so, that this thing won't succeed. Do you know how many people start this and they don't succeed at this? Do you know how many people are older than you? You're young, you have never run an organization, and I was. And I fell and I got back up. I learned some of my lessons through running this thing. And today it's still there. And this year it's turning 5 years. Because I had told myself from the beginning that it is possible. There is nothing that's impossible. Nothing. There's nothing that is too far-fetched. There's nothing that is too big. There's nothing that you can't do. As long as you're willing to get up, as long as you're willing to work on it. If people are sleeping, you wake up and work on it. people are not focused on it, you focus on that thing, because you're the one who wants it. And keep telling yourself this, no matter how painful and how hard it is, that it is possible. I always say this, if I can see it, then I can have it. But in order for me to have it, I've got to work towards it. So we are on the fourth quote. This one is quite it's quite sad for me to actually talk about it, because it has been inspired by something that took place in my life, which I had no control over, and it was quite tough and difficult for me to actually accept, first of all, that it had taken place. But secondly, because of this situation, I believe that mainly it's the reason why I went through so many hardships and some of the things that I went through. And this thing that took place was the loss of my parents. When I was 6, I lost my father, whom I hardly know. I can't even remember his voice. And when I was 10, I lost my mother, whom also I can't even remember her voice. Yeah, I guess it's been that long. But I'm saying this because honestly, I do believe that without the loss of my parents, maybe I would not be the young woman that I am today. Maybe I would not have had to force myself to focus that much on my life and on making sure that I try and make it, not for anyone else but for myself. So the quote which I'm speaking about, or my fourth quote, which has inspired me for so many years, and I believe that it will continue to do so even after this, is motivated by my circumstances. Because of the loss of my parents, I knew from a very young age that I was not like other kids. I knew that I could not be like my friends. I could not afford to fail at school, because I knew that if I did, most probably I would not have the privilege of going to the school which I was in. I would have to go to a school which would not be as good as the schools which I was placed in. Because of the loss of my parents, I knew that I could not afford to blunder in any way, that I could not afford to make mistakes. I knew that. I told myself from the day I could see my mom's coffin going down the ground, I promised that to myself, that your life changes. And this may sound very sad, and it did bring so much pressure, and it did give me pressure, I won't lie, because you can only imagine a 10-year-old telling herself that. I mean, I was a child. I wanted to live and to play like other kids. I did not want to be 16 and be thinking about my future. When I was 14, I was already thinking about varsity, about how am I going to go to school. I was thinking about that. But my circumstances had done that to me. They motivated me. And that is why I've always said this, that I'm always motivated by my circumstances. You see, the amazing thing about wanting success is this. It means that currently you don't have success. You don't have the privilege of the things that you want. You can't afford the lifestyle that you want. You can't buy the things that you want. And so for you to be able to get there, you've got to have something that keeps you going and something that motivates you so that you can get there. I do not know what that may be for you. Maybe it's something that you need to look at and analyze. Maybe it's your family background. Maybe it's the fact that you are the oldest and you've got siblings and they're coming after you and you have to help your parents. Maybe you're just like me. It's because you don't have parents. I don't know. Look at those circumstances, and for me, instead of looking at them in a manner of saying life is unfair and this is difficult, I can't do this, why don't you allow them to motivate you and inspire you? To motivate you and inspire you to becoming better. Never allow any circumstance, no matter how bad, no matter how terrible it is, to ever and ever demotivate you. Rather look at it and let that circumstance motivate you. And tomorrow stand up and say, in spite of whatever we do, in spite of the circumstances that we have been under, I'm here. I'm here. And it may not be where I want to, but it's surely not where I was. So definitely I'm getting where I'm going. But because I stood through the testing of times, but because in spite of whatever circumstance I've been or I've endured, no matter how painful it is, I will continue to say this. no matter how painful it is, in spite of that, if you would tell yourself that in spite of all these circumstances, I'm going to go for it and I'm going to make it, I can assure you this. Like I said, I'm not where I want to be, and I'm definitely not where I was. I can assure you this. It is possible, and it is not only possible, but it is possible for you to get there. It is possible for you to do it. It is possible. Don't ever allow your circumstances to demotivate you. I really hope you got it, and I really hope that you do not only hear this, but you listen. I love you. Till we meet again. Bye.
This only bonus in